Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why the Golden Bachelor's Sunny Long walked away from a 15-year relationship before finding love on TV. When Sunny Long joined the debut season of The Golden Bachelor, she had 3 goals: to find friendship, rediscover herself, and of course find love. Now, as she walks away from the finale hand in hand with Bear, the CEO and mother of 3 is opening up about her journey to love. Speaking with Mamma Mia, the winner of The Golden Bachelor revealed her life looked starkly different 12 months ago. After her mother was diagnosed with dementia, Sunny's 15-year relationship ended after she realized the pair had different family values. "Family means everything to me, but we didn't really align on that," she told the publication. "Of course, he was my number one. But at the same time, I can't give him my undivided attention all the time. That has been very hard for me. But my mum had been unwell for a long time." Initially, her mother lived with Sunny's family in Australia for 6 months, an arrangement she admits her partner struggled with. But once she returned to South Korea, her dementia worsened, and after an urgent call from her brother, Sunny made the decision to travel to Korea to be by her mum's side. "I had to drop my business and then focus on my mum," she explained. "That's what I did. This was the catalyst for our relationship ending. And I don't blame him, because I can understand that you want your partner next to you. But I was away and looking after my mum because she's not going to be with me for a long time." The candid interview also saw Sunny share details of a cancer scare she experienced in 2017, a catalyst for her reprioritizing her work-life balance. "I didn't have any work and life balance. I was focusing on generating financial stability for my grown-up kids and also my retirement because I don't have anyone here and I'm the only one that can look after myself," she explained. "I was treating it like a business deal. That was my turning point, so that's why I gave them my resignation letter." Now, life looks different as she navigates her relationship with Bear following their time on the show. "I'm just so glad we found each other," she told Women's Day shortly after the finale. "We're in a very unique environment. We have huge feelings for each other, but now we're going back to normal life, and we have lots of things to catch up on after the finale. Both of us want to see our love grow organically, so we're going to take it one step at a time." Before America met Sunny Long on The Golden Bachelor, long before she became one of the most quietly captivating women in the franchise's senior spin-off, she lived a life defined by loyalty. Her smile on screen seemed effortless, but behind it sat a story of endurance, reinvention, and the moment she realized she'd spent far too long shrinking herself for a love that no longer matched the woman she'd become. For 15 years, Sunny was part of a relationship that friends described as stable and comfortable, 2 words that often sound reassuring but can quietly suffocate a person who is built for growth. She and her partner shared a home, a rhythm, and an entire set of expectations that had hardened over time like concrete. What they didn't share anymore was curiosity about each other, passion for the future, or a genuine sense of partnership. Sunny, a natural caregiver and problem solver, spent more than a decade convincing herself that comfort was enough. She had survived the heartbreak of an early divorce, built a life she could sustain on her own terms, and believed for years that longevity meant success. But during the pandemic, when the world slowed down and every silence grew louder, she started hearing the truth she had brushed aside. She was deeply lonely beside someone she had pledged her life to. Her partner had grown complacent, deeply rooted in routine, uninterested in new experiences or self-reflection. At first, Sunny tried to revive what they had. She planned small adventures, encouraged conversations about what they wanted next, and hoped they could rebuild the spark that once attracted her. But every attempt was met with indifference or irritation. He didn't understand why she needed more. She didn't understand how he could settle for less. The breaking point wasn't a dramatic fight or betrayal. It came during an ordinary dinner at their kitchen table. Sunny had suggested taking a weekend road trip to visit friends she hadn't seen in years. Her partner didn't even look up from his plate when he rejected the idea. He simply said, "Why do we need to go anywhere? Everything we need is right here." His words weren't cruel, but they made her chest ache. She realized in that moment that their lives had become parallel lines, never intersecting, barely touching. Sunny wanted connection, adventure, emotional intimacy. She wanted laughter and conversation that didn't feel like an obligation. She wanted to be chosen every day, not taken for granted out of habit. She wanted love that kept evolving, not one that had stopped moving years before. Walking away from the relationship wasn't easy. Ending 15 years meant unbraiding a life they had slowly woven together. She had to relearn the logistics of living alone and confront the fear that starting over at her age might be viewed as foolish by others. Yet, she made the decision quietly, firmly. She packed her things, found her own place, and made peace with the uncertainty ahead. For the first time in years, she slept soundly. The months that followed became a period of self-rediscovery. Sunny traveled, spent time with her adult children, took up new hobbies, and even dyed her hair a shade lighter. She reconnected with friends she had lost touch with and began to notice how much of herself she had muted for the sake of maintaining a peaceful relationship. She started journaling again. She laughed more freely. She found joy in the mundane. But the biggest transformation came when she allowed herself to imagine a new kind of companionship. Not the safe one she left, but a partnership built on reciprocity, warmth, and active love. When the Golden Bachelor producers contacted her, she almost said no. The idea of dating on national television seemed absurd. But after some coaxing from her daughter, who insisted her mother deserved an adventure, Sunny agreed to take the chance. Stepping into the mansion, meeting Jerry Turner, and opening herself to the cameras was overwhelming. But Sunny quickly learned that she was far from the only woman rebuilding her life. Every contestant carried a lifetime of stories, heartbreaks, and reinventions. Sunny felt both intimidated and inspired. For the first time in years, she was surrounded by women who understood loss, growth, and the courage it takes to pursue love later in life. Jerry noticed her early. He called her steady, warm, and so easy to talk to. She wasn't the loudest or the flashiest contestant, but she had a way of making him feel grounded. Their conversations had depth. Their silences didn't feel empty. And unlike her previous partner, Jerry asked questions not out of obligation, but out of genuine interest. Every time Sunny spoke, he leaned in a little closer. One evening, during a quiet moment by the fire pit, Jerry asked her what had led her to end such a long relationship. She answered with honesty, not bitterness. "I stayed longer than I should have because I believed time was the proof of love."